Okay, this is a VOD review for Macbrantis' Mercy play on Route
Brackets
66.
in her.
It's probably going to be a quicker VOD review than the last one I did for a couple of reasons. Here, I'll pause it before I even start. Healer is probably my least comfortable role. So I have not played a lot of healer, especially in like the last 6 months. So giving tips here feels a little disingenuous, especially on Mercy, because I don't know if I've ever played a single serious game on Mercy where I don't whip out my pistol. So in terms of like technical tips on healing in general, especially on Mercy, I'm not gonna be able to give much. There are plenty of people who have hundreds of hours on Mercy who could do a much better job, and I feel like I would be doing a disservice if I tried to act like some sort of Mercy professional here. And the entire gameplay is on Mercy, so I don't think I can really help much there. But I can still offer some tips in general. And review the VOD. And also, it's actually this game is pretty much a stomp. I mean, I've already watched through the whole thing, and Mac's team goes all 3 points. They conclude the map while they full hold the next team. So when one team stomps the other so hard, you don't really get that much. But there's still some stuff to get. All right, so let's pause. Oh, and the third thing is that first-person reviews aren't nearly as nice as third-person. Like having now that the replay system allows us to like spectate in third person and get a better sense of what all 12 people are doing. It's helpful, and I won't be able to see as much from first person. But again, I'll do my best. I've done it before, so let's do a hero select look at real quick here. In terms of hero compositions, we have Mercy, Lucio, Winston, Diva, Tracer, and Genji. So this is literally 2016 dive. It's kind of funny. You haven't seen this in a very long time being used with any success. And it does find success here for a couple of reasons. One, their comp's pretty bad, the enemy teams, to deal with it. And two, people just like individually pop off, so that helps. You can perform well on a suboptimal comp if you're popping off. So let's just get into it. I mean, at this point, you're healing the tank that is taking a lot of aggro. That's fine. You're behind the swap to Genji in time. Nothing's really happening here. What's really happening is behind the scene, I suppose. What's happening is that your monkey tanked a lot of aggro. Wow, this is really grainy, but I don't know how else to do it. It's just that I'll have it as high as it goes. But your monkey's taking a lot of aggro while Diva, Tracer, and Genji were in the back just killing everybody, and you just kept up monkey while that happened. So there's really not many tips to give
I don't know why, but
when something like that happens.
I like practicing off meta heroes here.
I got your heals if you come back.
Okay, this is nice.
Okay.
Tracer's not that off meta.
That was nice by you to recognize what Deadly was doing and trying to go help him, because that's a good choke to hold, and it's good to push forward. So Deadly was doing the right thing. He got overzealous and died. But it's nice of you to recognize, to have the wherewithal, the presence to know that's what he was doing and try to go help him.
She's still viable. Unlike Genji's, you have to have like every resource available for Genji.
Lucio got railed by a volley, it looks like.
Doomfist is behind us.
Okay, you call out Doomfist is behind you. That's pretty good, and that's actually what I would like to see more. What I do know about Mercy is that I think she's a very good candidate for a vocal member of the team that can do shot calling and constantly be talking, for two reasons. A, you don't have to worry about much mechanical ability because you're Mercy. There's like you just have to heal and fly. And B, because as Mercy, you are constantly flying around the different positions, so you see a lot more than most people do. Like you specifically are seeing more than just the Tracer, just the Genji in the back, because you're going from the back line and the front line. You're seeing like all 11 people on the map usually when you're playing Mercy. So you have the vision and the presence, and in my opinion, the brain power left to be, if not a shot caller, at least vocal the whole time, calling out targets that need to die, calling out targets that need help. And you do that occasionally here, which is a good start. But you could be doing it near constantly to fill the void of silence if you're really trying to maximize your gameplay here. You didn't need it here. Like I said, this is a smash. You guys cap all 3 points and full hold the first point, but definitely doesn't hurt. And you can do it better than, for instance, like I bet you Coco playing Tracer here, it's taking most of his brain power. It takes most of my brain power to play like Tracer or Genji. I can't like shot call people's, you know, locations very well when I'm playing Genji because there's a lot of mechanics going on and I'm using a lot of my brain power. I've played Mercy multiple times. It does not take a lot. I'm sorry, this is rude to Mercy mains. It does not take a lot of brain power. You're just sort of flying around and healing low targets. So you try res right in front of Doomfist. That's pretty dubious considering all 3 of his moves have CC in them. All 3 of his basic moves. So I probably would not have gone for that. Again, I'm not a Mercy player, but I think I would not have gone to try to go for that res that close. So you die to that Doomfist there. This is going to end up turning to be long, I can tell. It's I'm pausing so much. You die to that Doomfist there, and you call out a swap to help. But really,
Yeah, like we're doing so.
he just your entire comp counters him. He killed you there because you tried to res right in front of him. But if you look at your comp, Genji, Tracer, Winston, Diva, Lucio, that is terrible for a Doomfist. And you're going to see that pretty much the only value Doomfist gets in this game is basically on you, outside of a couple of lucky punches, because it's so hard to punch a Genji or Tracer or a Lucio or any of that. So it's a good call actually to stay on this comp, because you're really the only... I mean, it's even hard for him to hit you, but he does get some value off of you. But Doomfist is really not a problem here. It's really hard for him to find value. And on top of that, your team is still owning. Like, Genji and Tracer are killing a lot of people here. So even if you're dying, if you're still winning fights, I think it's a little early to call for a team comp swap. I only call for a team comp swap if it's actually impeding progress. But if he's spending the entire fight trying to kill you, eventually kills you, but you guys win the fight, you just stay on that comp and just win the game. You sacrifice your own, your own life for the win.
You guys got this.
Heroes never die.
Bro,
I'm surprised that I can go damage.
Okay, I mean, again, there's not much to say here. There's just in this full dive at this elo, it's just pure chaos. And so talking about positioning and plays is really difficult to do because there is no positioning. Everyone's just jumping in and attacking at all times. That's a constant in this game. I don't know if the enemy team is going to win a single fight in this video because it's just constant. It's one constant fight that they slowly lose. It's a mixture of this being platinum elo and you guys running dive. So it's so chaotic. I don't know. There's not much to say, especially because in this chaos, you guys win. You guys, I guess, mechanically outplay them. So,
oh, they got a Tracer now.
Like I said, I mean, they're going hog Orisa to try to counter, but they're just not getting around. Okay, so Doom actually did just kill both tanks with headshots, which means he did with his hand cannon, which is weird. So now he's gotten some value, but I believe you guys are still tied now up because Deadly's getting value as well.
No, they've had a Doomfist.
You got a res. You're about even right here. You want to get off of the same level as Doomfist. Again, Doomfist's abilities are very based on being with the same level because, I mean, he's ability based and he needs to be on the same level, whether it be his seismic slam or his punch. He can't hit you with those if you're vertically on a different plane than he is. So when I'm playing against Doomfist, especially as like a healer or someone he's going for, it's very important to try to maintain a different level of verticality than him. So like up here or there. And I think actually soon you end up doing that. Because he's going for you, as you can tell. Like, Lucio absorbed that punch, but he's going for you.
I have another blade.
He's trying to meteor strike you there. He missed. You dodged it. You hear him charge that punch, and then you peek it. I would just never peek a charge. You hear it's so loud when you hear that, and he can't move very far. So he was really just charging that punch, hoping you would peek that. And I don't ever think it's worth your pistol shots to try to 1v1 a Doomfist who's charging up a punch that will one-shot you. If you just wait around that corner and wait out the charge animation, he's either going to cancel it or use the punch, and it's going to go on cooldown. But he was really hoping for you to do exactly what you did, which is just peek him.
Let's get you back in the fight.
Alright, you got a res off. Lucio beat drops. You're hiding around this corner while healing. That's nice to avoid the damage from the whole hog. Doomfist is behind. You just saw Doomfist go behind you. Let's see. It's already been established, by the way, at this point, that this Doomfist has it in his mind to kill you. Whether he thinks you're the VIP, or most likely also just because you're the only one he can really kill. He can't kill Tracer or Genji. He can try if he goes long enough to kill a tank, but that takes too long. He's going for you. And right here you see Doom. Go for a punch. He's now there. You know he's right there, or you should know. You stay on the same plane and you turn your back to him. So this is just like perfect Doom. This is like gifting Doom a kill on a silver platter. You know he's behind you right now. It only takes 4 seconds for him to charge his punch. There, he did. And he actually ended up getting a punch on you. He didn't charge it at all, so you got lucky in that you only took like half your all the damage. But yeah,
Doomfist behind.
Doom's getting value because you disrespected him there. He shouldn't have killed a Lucio too. That's another thing. Is like I said before, like Lucio should not die to Lucio should never be on the same vertical plane as a Doomfist for Doomfist to get off the punch anyways. Doomfist is unique in that his one shot has to be on the same plane as opposed to most other one shots in this game. And so if you're just playing Lucio, you should never be that low. You don't have to ever be that low.
Kill the break on cart.
Okay, so now you're up here. I think you how'd you get up here? When you got punched, did you like do some sort of mercy jump? I don't know. I'm not aware of mercy mechanics. Let's see, you get punched here. Okay, that's pretty cool. So you that's pretty cool. So you GA to the monkey and slingshot up here. So this is great. Stuff like this is great. If you can just stay up here, they have no vertical damage. Like you're just fine unless Doomfist uppercuts to you. So this is great. You can just stay up here. Yeah, Doomfist just he can ignore you.
You guys got this. I'm fighting a.
No, you're one health.
I don't even know if you needed to drop down, but at least you're staying on the payload, so he can't punch you unless he like jumps.
I was messing with there.
And then you.
What? Doomfist is crushing you.
Yeah, you say Doomfist is crushing you. You did sort of just GA directly to the dead body for the res.
Group up.
It was kind of a risk. I guess this is the one fight they actually win. This is the first time I think fighting has stopped since the game started, by the way. Really. Which is kind of
Me
crazy.
too. It's 15.
The cousins are talking about their gold medals. It's not very helpful.
Doomfist is coming.
I have it.
You're calling out Doomfist's position. That's great.
I was like, I had it for a while and then I lost it.
It's a perfect mercy thing to do. Is calling out what's happening.
This is the hardest fucking stuff.
Just try to get that pick.
Really.
Do you think you can pocket me when I blade?
Yep.
Okay, you're damage boosting the Genji who's blading.
Oh, breaks half.
Pretty regular stuff there.
I got nothing.
Coco gets a stick on the Moira, which actually is huge. That's so hard to do because she's got fade and she's a tiny box. Nice job, Coco.
Versus one.
Kill the break. Kill the break. Kill the break.
It's fine. I've unlocked game
You're staying on high ground while healing. It's good positioning, I think. Again, I'm not a mercy player, but that looks good to me. They're ignoring you. This is just perfect.
Kill the hog now.
The longer you stay invisible,
Doomfist on
the better.
Kill the Doomfist.
Oh,
Where's one?
I'm hurt. I have to hide.
Oh no, Asher's one.
Okay. There's an elo that exists in which you saying, I'm hurt, I have to hide, is enough to cue this Lucio to realize that you're dying. I'm sorry, he's green, so this is like somebody on your friends list. But this is not that elo, because this Lucio does, even though you call out that you're hurt, you probably needed to have been even more accurate. We're not at an elo where you can be vague. You needed to have said, I'm dying, Lucio, heal me, is what I would have said there. Because this Lucio didn't even know, and he just watched you die. Because you're out of the aura, and you needed to be out. You were positioned fine. You were out of the position of Bob. If you peeked this corner, you could have easily died. But this Lucio's even looking in your direction. He just doesn't know you're dying.
Oh no,
so,
Asher's one.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately, you got to recognize the elo you're at, and I would say, I would have been a little more
Kill the horse.
Kill the horse. You sound so brutal.
insistent and direct I would have said, Lucio, I'm burning, heal me.
Tracer.
Our monkey's
Me
about to
and
get
my cousin are going for the MVP status in this game.
I'm with
On
you.
fire the whole game.
Doom's feeding.
Oh, it's body.
Doom's feeding again. Doom got more value than I remembered from the second point, but he still didn't
Oh,
get
Doomfist left side.
I
crap
have my bomb like
crap ton. And really, the value he did get was more a product of poor positioning by people who should not have been vertically level with a Doomfist at all, anyways, because it's full dive.
I'm with you, my dude.
Let me get you patched up.
Card.
Protect the payload.
Now they're going hog monkey, which is I don't really understand.
Homie's playing Doom like I would play Doom.
Come.
Keeping the tanks alive, pretty average here.
Damage increase.
Okay.
Again, I don't know what's happening up. Why is the diva like 1v16 by herself? She gets demeched, then the monkey jumps in. I don't understand why. But again,
When you get a monkey with pulse
you're
bomb,
still and people individually are just performing better than them, I guess. So this works. This is such a cluster. There's no set play going on. There hasn't been a single set play. There hasn't been there's been like one regroup this entire game.
I made Doomfist
It's just been
though.
people fighting. It's like a game of Call of Duty. Everyone's just constantly fighting, respawning and fighting.
Oh, what the hell? I didn't get that.
Mercy in the right hand.
This McCree Loki sucks. He couldn't kill me or you with that stun.
I mean, yeah, you're using GA basically
Hog
on
on
cooldown
point,
to
hog on point.
constantly reposition.
No idea.
That's some pretty good GA usage. Like I said, I've barely played any Mercy, but it looks good to me. It's making you pretty hard to hit.
I'm moving to
Yeah,
I just looped
that's
into
pretty good.
eyes.
Lamp.
Feed me.
That
Feed
piece.
me.
Call that
Stay on the
Baptiste.
high ground. You don't drop.
That's good.
They can test for you. You fucking. Oh, come on, die. Die, homie.
This is just one
Get Moira.
long fight.
Oh,
I
nice.
wanted to.
Again, I think they win one fight this entire game, but you're going to only get it in overtime because they're just slowly
I
losing.
wanted to 360 that shit, dude.
It's just, it's been in the kill feed's been going off this entire game.
We all know
You
these.
never let me do what I want.
Another play. Jesus Christ, Angel.
Oh, that's
But it doesn't matter when Deadly gets two blades in one fight because, I don't know, he's just popping off. I guess you're allowed to play this character.
I just got Tracer's trophies.
I'm just.
Doomfist is one.
Again, I don't know, I haven't played a lot of Mercy, but I feel like at some lull in there I would have tried to get to one of these high grounds, like GA slingshot up to this or here. Standing down low this long, I don't feel it's very like, shouldn't you be able to reach everybody from up that truck? Not positive.
Right heroes never die.
Come to point.
Wherever you run.
That Diva's one out of the mix.
Okay, there's a third
Oh my God, I
Dragon
got
Blade.
That's going crazy.
Kill them more. So,
Like
Oh,
everybody.
Again, like as the Mercy, as you're flying above, your brain power needs to basically only be at like 40% because you're just flying above, pressing R2. You're just healing everybody, and when you're ulting, it chains to everybody. So you've got plenty of brain power left to talk, or you should. And so in this overtime push,
fucking Doomfist.
I think you would be the prime candidate to be calling targets, the location, and an order
May,
of importance. Okay, so you just said May twice. After that, that's good. But you should be
I've had my
constantly
bomb like
doing it.
4 times now. Or actually, this time.
Let's get you back
Diva's
out.
sorry now.
Lamp. Left
And your
side.
bomb just low-key charged her up though.
You're also pretty quiet, which is just in general. When fights get this hectic,
Doomfist coming in.
sometimes it can be hard to hear you. I don't know if you could turn your mic up a little bit, but it's kind
Is
of
that right?
quiet.
Doom's low.
I'm walled.
I think you're quite on purpose because you have people sleeping, if I recall. But
I'm point.
call a point, make sure they still can test, and you guys were.
Vicinity
So again, this was
Oh, you got it.
this entire
shit.
offense.
What's Goldie Limbs at? I have to know.
43.
Oh, that's not as bad as I
What
thought.
was
it would
Goldie Limbs? What did he say?
be. He built up 4
73?
blades in that matter of that one team fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a constant
Huge
fight.
hog and monkey all batteries,
Prepare
dude.
your defenses. Select your hero.
This game was crazy.
I had fun tracer there,
Alright,
but
let's
I
skip
stuck
forward.
with like my and 5 post bomb.
I'm sorry I can't give more like macro things, but A, you're in first person, and B, there was no
kinda forgot
macro
how to
play.
play.
There was no positioning. It was just a full dive
I kinda
team
feel
slowly
grateful that I forgot.
bleeding out the other team. Oops.
Marissa's low.
Damage amplified.
That was sip.
Sip.
Okay, so on our defense, what has changed? We went to an Orisa. Coco went to McCree, which is nice because anticipating some sort of Pharah. We have Lucio, Mercy. Genji's Deadly's still on Genji because if he's just going to get like 50 billion kills,
Oh, I need a
even
shield.
if it's suboptimal, why swap off? You ask for the shield so you can get the res off. That's nice.
Someone behind us? I just heard some heals.
Symmetra.
Yeah, both tanks are behind us.
So they calls all the
Sorry,
things
let's
behind.
Kill it.
You've got this.
Get that turret at top.
When he actually should do it, but does it himself.
Yes, Calf turret. I mean, yeah, you are talking a decent amount. You could probably be doing more, but you are. At least you're not quiet. Just silent.
Oh shit, I'm probably dead. Dump him out.
What the fuck? I can't do anything.
Ich kümmere mich dich.
Again, can't you like GA
Turret's
up
on
there and then just heal
turret's
from
on
up
the
there?
bridge.
The other game is kind of like low CPU.
Heroes never die.
I was low-key feeding with where I was at.
I'm here.
Man, you must be having fun, Angel.
Yep, Deli's just killing everybody. There's no review to be done. Again, you guys full hold. Again, it's pretty much a stop.
Don't look back at that.
I don't know if there's much else to
Do that.
Like,
say.
I'm not with
And you're playing Mercy pretty well, as I can tell. You're just healing. You're sitting back and healing as they kill everybody.
Right
So
on the train.
Oh,
I mean,
went
you
right
just-
into that.
you GA'd into the Doomfist ult. That's you know, that's feels bad, but it
That's
happens.
unfortunate. I can probably like anti.
I mean, a tip for any hero with mobility when a Doomfist ults is to wait until he triggers the second portion of it to use the mobility. That goes for like a Moira with Fade or a McCree with Combat Roll. He might have been going for you, so waiting. There's no reason to use a mobility until he
Alright, this.
triggers that, and then you can see the thing, and then you know you can see the indicator, and then you know
Yeah,
to use your
McCree.
ability. You should not have used that before, because you
I've
heard him
already
use
I've been
it.
through the whole game.
Oh yeah.
Right
This is too
beside
loud.
you.
Don't
If
turn this
anything, I'll
down.
just solo blader. I don't even care.
Yeah, do that. Just do that.
Just make a statement.
Heilstrahl aktiviert.
I can't see you.
I'm about to kill this fucking Shura. There's a Baptiste up on high ground.
Wait, Orisa. Oh,
It's okay.
Oh, that's
I don't
killed
want
me.
it.
I mean, just lack of communication. Orisa drops while you're still like rezzing, so
Damage.
it's
On fire? Why?
it just happens sometimes.
Want to be equal with everyone. There we go.
Again, now we're doing sort of similar to what they were doing, in which now we're losing people. We're like tag teaming who needs to die, going in one at a time. But I think somehow you guys win this fight. So let's see how that happens. Didn't you have your ult there?
Just like on fire thing on. There we go.
Wait a minute.
So when we all go on fire and you're not.
So this monkey's trying to kill you. Monkey's decided you're enemy number one. He's tickling your butt. He's tickling your butt. You get okay. So you get ult at the very last second. So ult immediately triggers your regen, and it allows you to fly up so you don't get hit by this butt bounce. And you get and monkey jump. How much does it do? 50. And you ended with like 26. It would have been
Please
close.
let me kill a Pharaoh. Oh, she's low.
I'm not sure you would have survived if you had ulted as soon as you got it, and immediately procced the regen
A clean
and flown upwards. Maybe you could have dodged the leap. Maybe you'd have survived the damage from the leap.
Sorry, behind
But I'm
us.
not positive. That was pretty close.
come to the right door for heals.
That monkey.
And your team wins this
Dude,
anyways
PlayStation's,
somehow.
like, auto-lock
We didn't see what
on.
happened, but I guess they just
That's so weird.
should be at peak
killed people.
See, like,
Because there must have been like so disgusting.
Okay, we're at the last fight.
And I grabbed that help
Our
pack
time is running out.
and then
Everyone
turned
get on
around,
defense.
flashbang during double headshot her.
Attackers are on high ground.
Anything, you're
Where
fucking
is
fat face.
Coco?
Away.
Again, this is why I wish it was in third person so I could see. Okay, Coco's on the right side. I see.
Zarya on point.
I'm just gonna cuck him.
There you go, I got her.
Lamp.
Okay,
Come to point, come to point.
She's got grab.
pop ult. There's the damage boost. Now your entire team has damage and heals with you in the damage amp.
Baptiste, Baptiste.
Bar is low. Okay.
I don't know if there's much to say. That last fight, you ulted and just healed from above. I don't think there's anything I can say.
Wait, I wanna shoot you out of the sky. Fuck.
Nice, pulling out your pistol to try to help make sure she doesn't get a
Coco
6k.
is punching her.
Totally worth. You're not gonna heal with your mercy heal. You will not heal through that ult anyways. So it'd be better to just try to kill her. All right, well that's the video. Like I said, there's not. Oh, it's still almost 30 minutes long, of course. Sorry, I don't have much tips for playing mercy. And there was not much positioning battles that were going on. No set plays. It was just mostly mechanical outplays by your two smurfing DPS. Yeah, biggest tips here would be to be more vocal. I think you have a wife and a kid, right? So maybe that's why you're so quiet. But if you're playing Mercy and you want to maximize what you're adding to the team, you have one of the unique abilities to see the entire map and not have a lot of mechanical stuff going on to be able to constantly shot call. So that way your Genji and Tracer know what's going on, know if they need to peel for you. Let your Lucio know if he needs to heal you, so you don't die to a fire. You did say I'm low. I need to leave, but Lucio didn't even see your. Maybe does he not have? He can see your health bar. He should have seen that you were like at 2 HP and going down. It doesn't matter. But otherwise than that, you guys just stomped. I would say regroup and try to make more plays, but you guys always won the chaotic battle anyways, so I guess if you guys are just going to be mechanically better, it doesn't really matter. In terms of hero picks, Mercy was great. Was a great pick that whole game. So, I mean, no complaints there. You were with the dive and the people trying to kill you. Mercy was the great combination of easy solo target healing for like the Genji and the Tracer, and also kind of hard to kill by like the Doom. So that was a great pick. Your GAs I thought were pretty good, especially on the third point on your offense. You did a lot of like good maneuvering to try to stay dodging. I think you could use the maneuvering a little more to like get yourself onto high ground, especially when they're on a comp that doesn't even like have a hit scan that can kill you from high ground. You can just like sit up there and like what that also does is just like the people on that enemy team had to use cooldowns to get to high ground, and you could just like leave GA. So you can just say like, hey Doom, go ahead, use your uppercut and slam to get to me. I will just GA away, but you're gonna have to use those abilities if you want to hurt me, as opposed to just like standing on the floor, healing behind, or the one time he just got behind you and just like ignored him, turned your back to him. I'm gonna guess you didn't see him that one time. I'm gonna guess that just you missed that. Same for the Lucio. Lucio, it's not Vaudeville for him, but he got punched. He should not get punched by a Doomfist. Come on. But besides that, yeah, pretty good play. I mean, you guys won pretty hard, so yeah, I think that's it.